The International 2017 Grand Finals, Newbie versus Team Liquid. To the winner goes the Aegis of Champions. To the loser, disappointment and muttered condolences of maybe next year. For Amir Miracle Al-Brakawi, that disappointment is all too real. At this time last year, he had already been eliminated from the International.
The Filipinos have eliminated OG!
His chance at being the best in the world was cut short by an upset that no one could have predicted.
TNC, a team that barely scraped by, was in the loser bracket. All of a sudden, they 2-0 them very definitively. And we thought they had the better draft, but I just thought OG would be able to pull it out.
But this time, things are different. Miracle has lost, learned, and with a new team by his side, has another shot at greatness. Miracle's journey to the International's Grand Finals was one that took him through the highs of wins in 2 majors and the crushing lows of defeat at TI6. But before all of that, there was a time when Miracle had no idea that Dota even had a pro scene.
Even when I asked him, like, did you watch TI 1, 2, 3? He's like, nope, never heard of it.
In fact, Miracle didn't start playing because he one day dreamed of hoisting the Aegis. No, our story starts in a net cafe in Jordan with one simple thing: a guy who loved Dota. When he was young, Amir was like most kids his age. He played soccer in the streets and spent much of his time out of the house with his friends. One day, he became curious about his older brother's interest and wanted to join them on their lengthy trips to the local net cafes.
He started convincing my mama, I want to go with my brothers, I want to see what they do there. We start taking him with us, and he started learning, watching.
Only around 12 years old, Amir quickly got hooked on Dota 1, and his skills grew. The local scene dubbed him Miracle Boy. That moniker, later shortened to just Miracle, stuck. Even after the release of Dota 2, Miracle primarily played for fun, solo laddering with intense focus. Oblivious to Dota's rapidly growing pro scene, Miracle's skill increased with time, but he was still just a pub player who enjoyed the casual aspects of Dota. When the official MMR ranking system was released in late 2013, Miracle had already achieved an impressive 5.3k MMR. After hitting 7k solo MMR a little while later, Miracle began to realize he could be among the best carries in the world and set his goal at becoming the highest ranked player of all.
At first I was like just playing for fun, let's say, till I hit 8k, and then I was like, oh shit, like that there's a small chance some people might talk to me.
In-game, his reputation as a serious pub star was spreading, especially after he became only the second player to hit 8k MMR behind Aliwi Wiha Omar. Miracle hoped that a professional team would contact him. He was ready to prove that he was more than just a pub star. He had a very brief stint on a smaller team known as the Balkan Bears, but his big chance truly came when Johan No-Tail Sunstein added him on Skype.
At first I actually thought it's like a fake account, and I wasn't really responding, but then I was like, alright, I'm gonna talk to him, and it was him, and I talked to him on Skype.
And Miracle went from pub star to playing alongside some of Dota's most respected talent as a founding member of OG overnight. With veterans like No-Tail and Tao Fly Isaac leading him, Miracle took his first significant steps into the professional scene. Though he might have been ignorant of Dota 2's competitive legacy, Miracle wasted no time in making his own mark on the scene. Right from the get-go, Miracle proved that he was a dominant individual talent as well as an incredibly flexible and versatile player to boot. The MLG World Finals was an excellent showcase for Miracle, as he not only dominated the likes of Syed, Sumail Hassan, and Sergey G. Bragin in lane, but carried on a massive variety of heroes such as Queen of Pain, his signature anti-mage, and even a pocket Earthshaker. By the time the first ever Valve Major in Frankfurt rolled around, Miracle was impressing thanks to excellent play against top teams. Although OG were largely viewed as a dark horse going into the event, people were excited to see if Miracle would continue to perform on a massive stage.
Doesn't have the Manta either.
Blink some cooldown, the Manta's also not available, and he gets
look how fast he does!
Miracle, he just got that MKB, and he puts it right to work.
The tournament started off on the wrong foot, but as the pressure mounted, OG delivered, going on one of the most ridiculous lower bracket runs in Dota 2 history to claim the title.
Taking too much damage. OG have got it. They've got the
through the lower bracket and will be claimed the champions of the first ever Dota 2 Major live here in Frankfurt.
Miracle in particular was lethal on Shadow Fiend, stunning even when his still unproven back was against the wall. Just 3 months into his tenure on a professional team, Miracle had already claimed a Valve title and was undoubtedly one of the best players in the world. His shy personality contrasted with his flashy in-game play, but fans nevertheless flocked to the game's newest superstar. OG and Miracle continued to be an elite force in the Dota world for the next half year, winning a number of events and regularly finishing top 4 against the stiffest of competitions. A disappointment at the Shanghai Major in March of 2016 was quickly remedied by a second Valve title, this time at the Manila Major 3 months later. His usual stellar performances only served to further the mystique around Miracle, as he routinely went toe-to-toe against the best from around the world and emerged the victor. His Invoker became a thing of legend, and questions as to whether or not Miracle was only a pub star were nothing more than a distant memory.
But you see your Miracle's network? He's a one-man army. I tell you, he's a one-man army. Technically, he's got the power of magic on his side. There's Faceless Void. Does he want to commit the Chronosphere at the moment? There goes your Moonlight Shadow. They're trying to get Faceless Void out there with the Sentry Ward down and the Gem of Truth side also being lost.
But even as his professional career was taking off, one thing had all still remained the same. Miracle played Dota with a nearly unmatched dedication, grinding away in game after game, day in and day out.
His level of focus is something uncomparable to any player I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of players grow and become excellent at the game, but when he looks at the screen while he plays, it's as if he's in the game, as if he's in the battlefield.
In the months following the Shanghai Major, he famously became involved in a race to 9K MMR with Artur Artizi Babayev, Evil Genius's star player. Then, on May 11th, 2016, from the practice rooms at the Epicenter 2016 LAN, Miracle made history.
Fuck yeah!
With the 9K player leading the charge to stellar results in the months before TI6, OG was touted as a clear favorite to win it all. It was the next step for Miracle, and a win at TI would take his already grown reputation to the next level.
Arabia's gone! Is it in? Have TNC done the impossible? Two-time major winners, you are gone! The Filipinos have eliminated OG! TNC have done it! The dream, the reality!
The loss was a crushing blow to Miracle, and a miserable way to cap off his otherwise brilliant first year of competitive play. While he had already come so far and achieved so much, bombing out at TI put a metaphorical asterisk on his career. In fact, it was clearly one of Miracle's worst performances ever.
I want to know what kind of wizard you are that has figured out that OG would just go from winning Frankfurt Major and Manila Major and doing pretty well in the group stage, like they look like a really strong team, and then just boom, boom, out. What?
The result called for a change, and on September 16th, 2016, Miracle joined Team Liquid. While Liquid started slow, posting mixed results for the rest of the year, it turned out to be a perfect move for Miracle. Once Maroon G8's Murhay was added to the squad prior to Dream League Season 6, Miracle was surrounded by a group of tremendously talented players, which took some of the burden to carry off his shoulders.
Sorry, Miracle, he's taken over. You were the Wonder Boy, but we got a new one now.
GH and Lasse Matamaman Urpalainen would join Miracle in the ranks of the 9K MMR club. And with Kuro Kuroki Salahi Takansomi's savvy drafting making full use of Miracle's incredibly deep hero pool, Team Liquid had everything they needed to start winning big tournaments. Needless to say, Liquid's run up to TI7 reflected their tremendous potential. While their results at DAC 2017 and the Kiev Major were disappointing, Liquid still entered TI7 as favorites to win it all. But the fans were still worried.
Damn, I want to say Liquid so bad, but they fucking dropped the ball at so many TIs.
That's okay, you can pick them if you want.
Screw it, I'm gonna go Team Liquid. Come on, boys.
Okay.
Would Miracle choke under the pressure once again? Could he shake the ghosts of TI6 out of his mind and play at the level he was capable of when the chips were down? Thankfully, the answer was yes.
That's the one they have to get. The fortress is still fortified. No one will fall down. Buybacks have to be committed. You've still got another 3k life on that Ancient. As Miracle, they're holding, they're doing it. Randy, he's gone as well. Solo, oh my lord. No one's BKB, tries to protect him, but this could be the dieback. This could be the huge moment. If Bloodseeker dies right now, it could be over. 4 heroes lost. Converted through, they thought they had it, and yeah, 103 minutes, Team Liquid, it has been a marathon, but they will take game 1.
With a tournament high 21 unique heroes played and some absolutely stellar games, Miracle answered those questions once and for all.
We've seen teams down 0-1, teams that go from winners to lowers and fall apart under the pressure. Miracle has done the exact opposite.
Liquid, who looked shaky after a winner's bracket loss to Invictus Gaming, were an unstoppable freight train by the tournament's end. And finally, it was time. Miracle was about to play for the Aegis of Champions.
New B versus Team Liquid Grand Finals.
Liquid have to come from the south. The Hex is out already. Miracle spinning inside the pit. Roshan's down low. The back wall is nice. The Master pours it down too, but the anchor is left. And Jolting, it's huge. 3 down. The Newbie. They need to be able to survive the BKB to allow Mugi to survive with Miracle. Killing off Roshan, taking the agency more. The Master wasn't doing diddly squat at the moment. Even the sight. Heavy damage into Mugi on the retreat. The Burrow Strike not hitting the money. Kaka has to retreat back out again. The Plague Wall's making it difficult for Liquid just to get out of this scot-free. But now the Fuse Blade out from Miracle, catching up Mugi. Ending the dominating streak. And watch that Aegis of the Immortal. They jump in. The Hawthorne from KP catching 2. Aegis still there for the fang. Epicenter is doing its work. The Juggernaut, he's dying. The Aegis Immortal in time down a fraction of a second before. Miracle's gone. The side will get a revenge. KP will fall. Kuro tries to end the trees, but the Exorcism from SCC, they're having the damage output to do it. 3 heroes gone from Team Liquid. The reaction time was all about Miracle. The Burrow Strike from Kaka. It'll connect, follow up Fidget for KP. He'll get the son of the Master Force in the middle of the field. Darts here. Conan up. Miracle. The Echo is left there from GH on the Omni side. And damage output 2 bit. With the side, SCC is gone for 2 minutes. The Lich Chamber bouncing back down. Kaka trying to hide himself, but right now it's all Liquid. They have taken down 4. You'll get the buyback from the Venom as a GH for the force up. He won't even die for this. Liquid lose nothing, but take everything from Newbie. No Hex, no Minson's unavailable. Omni-Flash on top of Mugi. The Shrines are doing enough, but it is all the Miracle 2. Double kill for him. Diffuser Blade and NCCC. Portento controlling the back line. The Exorcism, it needs to do some damage, but right now Newbie dropping like flies. And GG, it's done. Liquid will be the first team in the history of the International to whitewash the Grand Final. 3-0 victory over Newbie.
The man who, just 2 years ago, yearned to prove that he was more than a pub star was staring down the biggest games of his life. What started out as a simple love for Dota had turned into something different altogether. A chance to be a part of the game, to be immortalized as one of the best to ever play.
Your champions of the International 2017 is Team Liquid.
Who would have thought that the Miracle Boy from the net cafes in Jordan, who knew nothing of the International and Pro Dota, would become a 2-time major winner, a TI champion, and one of the game's most popular figures? It just goes to show what can happen with dedication, focus, and the will to be the best. At the end of the day, his love of the game isn't going anywhere, and neither is Miracle. After all, there's majors to win, a TI title to defend, and of course, Dota to be played, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Thanks for watching our telling of Miracle's story. It's an incredible pleasure to share with you the outstanding story of such an inspiring player. Is there a story you'd like to see us tell? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for more great content.